Hi everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So as you could see from the title as well as the thumbnail, I have a Crinkle and Country candle haul, which I've been meaning to share for quite a while. I did an order that I was originally going to share, and then I placed another order. So I was like, well, I may as well just combine the two, but now I have a lot to talk about. So initially I bought some daylights and just some medium jars of the candles of the new releases that I was interested in. And then once I got them in, the whole daylight of all the new scents happened to be available and still on a discount. And I think it's still on sale. I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab that and some other things. So I'm just gonna share everything. But I have daylights, which I'm gonna be smelling of everything. But I also do have some jars to share. So let's just get into it because like I said, I have a lot. I did pull up the notes because I feel like sometimes it is helpful to have the notes like what do they say versus what do I smell. But they kind of put a lot of notes out. So I'm just going to kind of read like straight through the notes. I'm not going to read all the like fluffy descriptions and stuff like that. So anything else that I need to say? I felt like there was something else I wanted to share. I've only ever bought country candles. I don't think I've ever had a Kringle candle. So I'm really excited to try some of those for the first time ever. Because like I said, I've only bought country in the past. Okay, let's get into it. To start off with, I have some older scents that I'm going to talk about before I get to the new ones, just to get them out of the way. So I bought a daylight. Let's just talk about these. Like these are the daylights compared to like the candles. They're just like a glorified tea light. They're kind of bigger, I would say, than a tea light. But they just come with like this little plastic type cap, and they're kind of like a thicker plasticky type situation. And yeah, they're just filled with wax, and they're basically a way for you to test out the scent of the candle. And let's see, they cost $3.50. And everyone and their mother has a discount code, so you can use that. There might be sales on them. I just think it's a really good way to know if you actually like the candle before you actually buy it, especially since this is a majority online only candle company. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the daylights and their size. It says they burn for up to 12 hours. I've never had a daylight before, but I'm really excited to burn these, especially in my bathroom just because they're so small. I'm excited. Okay, let's get into this one. Strawberry mint tart. I got this one on the recommendation of Mr. Kong's mom. Honestly, a lot of these I picked up are probably, everyone has been talking about these, and I happen to follow Melanie at Mr. Kong's mom, and she's been talking about these a lot. Obviously, she's an ambassador. Okay, the notes on this are strawberry, lemon, crumb cake accord, rose water, transparent floral base. Oh, transparent floral. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And then the base notes are vanilla, berry, crystal, condensed milk. Some of these notes, like when I hear other people read them in their videos, I'm like, did that make sense? Basically, to me, this is like a strawberry. Like, look at this picture. It's like a strawberry fruitcake. That's pretty much what I'm getting. I'm really excited to burn this one. This is a country candle. You can buy it in the medium or large jars, but this is not in the new soy wax formula yet. I'm aware of. I'm curious about this one. It's not necessarily like strawberry pound cake, but it's kind of like a strawberry, a fruit pizza. Sorry. Definitely strawberry, but literally this picture where you get like the crustiness of like whatever they put on. I love fruit pizza. Just because it's kind of like a dessert, but you're also eating fruit, so it's like healthy, right? So you get like the crust that they put it on, that like cream cheesy type base. Never made it, so I don't really know what it is, but it's like that creamy base and then all the fruit on top, but mostly strawberry. Yeah, I'm not really getting any other fruits. It says lemon, but I'm not really getting lemon. So I'm excited to test this one out. I'll be testing all of these. Next I have pulled up all these, so I tried to be prepared. Next I have Donut Worry. And I feel like everyone was talking about this when it came out, and I just didn't really purchase from the brand. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to get it. But I'm super intrigued by this one. I love this color too. Just smelling it initially, it smells like the perfect donut with like a buttercream frosting. But you get more than the buttercream frosting. Initially, I thought it was like gonna be only frosting. I don't know why, because I feel like it's hard to get like that donut fried smell. But I feel like that's in here with frosting. So the notes that they say are slightly fruity, buttery, nutmeg, cinnamon, baked donut, sweet sprinkles, creamy vanilla icing. I feel like I don't get any of those first things. I feel like what I get is baked donut, sweet sprinkles, creamy vanilla icing. We'll see if it gets any like spicier on burning, but I don't get nutmeg, cinnamon. I don't really even get slightly fruity or buttery. It doesn't smell like butter to me. It literally just smells like baked donut, creamy vanilla icing. Yes and yes. So there's that one. I'm really excited about that. Once I actually smelled it, I was like, oh, I can see why everyone loves this. Okay, next we have vanilla cone. This one I grabbed because I'm a bakery galley. I was just going through all of the daylights and was like, what am I interested in? I was like, just popping them into my cart because I'm just so excited that they have this. I wish Bath and Body Works had this. Like, I get it probably wouldn't be economical for Bath and Body Works because you can just smell the candle in store, but I love this size for me personally because I like to do a bunch of different things just to test them. I don't necessarily like love to go through a whole candle of some things. So this is like amazing for me. I'm also curious to see if these perform better than like the Yankee minis because I tested out a Yankee mini and it was trash. I literally couldn't smell it. I like had it going and it never fully pulled out, which isn't a like huge problem just because it's like a tester almost, but it like just would hardly pool. And I couldn't smell it in my bathroom. What's wrong with that picture? I'm thinking these will do better because they're bigger. Like they just have more surface area. So I'm hoping, have high hopes. Okay. This one, I get more vanilla than cone on cold, but I'm really curious to see when it burns. Like, does that cone note come out? The notes they say are butters, caramel, homemade waffles, milk, powdered sugar, and vanilla. I'm mostly just getting vanilla and like a hint of that cone note, which I'm assuming is the homemade waffles and the butter mixed together. Once again, it's not buttery, but it definitely gives off a waffle type, waffle cone vibe. Like the picture, definitely, it's on the lighter side though. But like this isn't a very like strong scent. Like you don't really go and get an ice cream cone. You're like, wow, this smells so good. In my opinion. I don't typically do that with my ice cream cones. So I think it's aptly named and scented so far. We'll see when it burns. Like, does it get more milky? Does it get weird? Like, we'll investigate. Next, I got vanilla cupcake because, like I said, I am the bakery girl. So the top notes on this are very similar to the other one, but it's butters, cream, mid notes, cream, vanilla, and then the base notes are cream, gourmand, powdery, vanilla. Kind of all the same thing. But this, I really think my mom would honestly like this. It's just like straight up vanilla, borderline gourmand, borderline fresh. And if you aren't sure what I mean by that, some vanillas, you know, you smell and you're like, oh, this is like bakery vanilla. This to me is like right in the middle of like a French vanilla that's like a more fresh vanilla. You know, it's not like I could eat this. It's just like, oh, this is vanilla and it's nice. And the bakery vanilla. Like I kind of get a little bit of both. And that's why I think my mom would really like this. I really like it, but I feel like this type of vanilla is totally up her alley. I'm a bakery person through and through. Like that's what I loved first. And even though I've definitely broadened my horizons, I still love bakery at the end of the day. It's what I'm picking as my favorite if I had to. And vanilla is just like the top of the bakery. Like, you know, you can blend everything, but at the end of the day, vanilla is just perfect. So that's vanilla cupcake. I almost, when I reordered, I almost just bought a full large jar of that one without even burning it or anything. But I was like, okay, chill. Like, maybe just wait. They might go on sale if they're trying to like get them out to convert them into the soy formula. Like, I could have bought the large jar just based on the cold snap of that one, but I was like, okay, cool it. Like, just chill for a minute. Okay, then I have one older scent left. This one I think was on sale when I bought it. Let me check if it is still. I think it was on sale for like $13. It's definitely not on sale currently, but it's Cotton Candy Clouds. And I feel like the reviews of this weren't like, I don't know, outstanding from not the reviews on their website, but reviews of people I like watch. But the biggest complaint I feel like people had with this one, they were like, it doesn't smell very strong. Like, it just doesn't have a very strong throw. And to me, I like different levels of strength and throw because I don't live in a very large place. I don't have high ceilings. I don't have like a ton of area that I'm trying to scent with one thing. Also, I feel like just in my office here in this bedroom, I can't burn a lot of candles because they're too strong. Like, if I burn a Bath & Body Works 3-wick candle, it's a no. It's just too much fragrance for this small space. Some people, obviously, that might not be the case for, but for me personally, like if I'm working in here all day and I have a candle going, it's just too much. So I prefer to have different levels of scent because same with in the bathroom, I need something that's physically smaller because I just have a small space. So typically it's a lighter throw, but it's perfect for the bathroom. So I was thinking this is potentially a good scent for the office here if it is a lighter throw. Also, it might be a decent throw because I live in a smaller place. Like, it might not be good for people with extremely open concepts, high ceilings, but for me it might work better. So I was like, you know what? I'm really intrigued by it. It's on sale. I'm just gonna pick it up. So the notes, I mean, it's called Cotton Candy Clouds, and I personally think it just straight up smells like cotton candy. And to me personally, it smells like the blue cotton candy. Cotton candy definitely has flavors. I used to have a cotton candy machine and make cotton candy, so I definitely know what it smells like, all the different flavors. And this to me smells like blue cotton candy. The notes are sugar, pink berry, vanilla sweet, vanilla bean, spun sugar. I definitely think this smells like the sugar and the blue powder to make blue cotton candy. Strawberry cotton candy, which would be pink, and like watermelon cotton candy, like they both have very distinct scents. That's neither of these. I know it says pink berry, but any of the cotton candies I've ever made that have been pink, I don't feel like they've smelled like this. This to me is like blue, not blueberry, but like a blue colored sweet berry type of cotton candy, not pink. I don't know. I've never had any pink sugars to make cotton candy that have smelled like this. It's definitely lighter just smelling it on cold. So I'm excited to potentially have this one for the office here. I know because this is the old paraffin style, as it burns, some people are like, it's not as cute as it is like right here. So I have to try it anyway. I'd love to just keep it like this and kind of like display it, but it's fine. I want to burn it and see how it burns as well. Okay. Let's get into the newness. Alrighty. I think I'm going to start with the Kringles because I feel like people are more into Kringle and I feel like I'm personally more into country candle. I don't know why. I just am obsessed with like this style of jar recently. Like, I don't know why I am because I feel like it's really unpopular these days. But it just makes me feel very like growing up as a kid, my mom would have Yankees in that candle style jar. Like, it gives me kind of like a, I don't know, feeling like I'm at home vibe, I guess. But I'm going to start with the Kringles because I would say Kringle has very conceptual scents, and I think that's what's made me so nervous to try them. But now that I know that I can just get the daylights, I feel so much better. So I'm actually really excited about some of these. Just based on people's reviews, I would be like way too nervous to buy a full size of some things. But now that I have the dailies and I can actually smell them myself, I'm pretty excited. So I have these in alphabetical order, and I'm just gonna go through. The first one is avocado and palm. Just hearing this name, I would never pick up this candle. The notes on this are sea salt, fresh air, green melon, sun-ripened avocado, water lily, apple blossom, palm leaf, aloe water, and beech wood. Even reading those, I'm not sure that I would pick up a full size of this candle, honestly. How stunning is this color though? I really like that. This is very, very fresh. Honestly, the only reason I had my eye on this, which I bought the whole bundle, so I didn't get to like pick, like I want this one, I want this one. It just came with all 12 of the new scents, which was perfect for me. Originally, I think Mr. Kong's mom was like, I kind of get Scentsy, aloe water, and cucumber vibes from this. And I was like, okay, like very fresh, but also kind of sweet. This isn't very sweet to me. It says melon. I don't really get melon. I definitely get like sea salt, fresh air. Avocado is such a conceptual scent, once again. Like, avocados in candles never smell like real avocados. You know what I mean? Especially like, it's not guacamole. Like, I feel like it's not a cut up avocado. It's like avocados at the grocery store is what they're talking about when they say that, because avocados cut up do not smell like they do in candles. Water lily, yes. Palm leaf, aloe water, beech wood. Fresh, fresh, fresh. I'm happy to have this size. I don't know that this is calling my name to get a full size necessarily, or like a larger, medium, or large tumbler. But I'm excited to test this out. Once again, this is something I would definitely not buy just based on notes, but I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's not as bad as I was like making it out to be in my head. Okay, next is botanicals, which totally freaks me out because I'm like, botanicals, floral. Like, absolutely not. But we're here to test it. Once again, this is kind of like a darker pink. I also like this. Some people were like, oh my gosh, this is like the best ever. And I'm like, you have to be a floral person, right? Like, it's called botanicals. So let's just smell it. I have smelled through these because I couldn't help myself. This is very floral. Like, this is not, oh, jasmine. Some of them like tamed down florals. I can't think of any off the top of my head besides jasmine, because I personally kind of like jasmine. Like, it's one of the florals that I feel like is just done in a not heady and headache inducing way, not powdery. This is like heady, powdery, intense. I don't feel like it's rose. I feel like rose is like the biggest offender besides lilac for me. There's probably a hint of lilac in here. And I feel like reading the notes here, it's gonna tell us everything. Morning dew, kind of. Rose water, it's not very rosy. Orange blossom, lily of the valley. I don't know a ton about flowers, honestly. I just know my offenders. Pink jasmine, hyacinth. This probably does have some of that. I remember when the hyacinth Scentsy bar came out. I feel like that could definitely be in here. Green bamboo, lilac leaves, definitely. Meadowgrass, yes. It's like just a bunch of flowers. Honestly, I feel like this, if you were like a person who had a really big garden with a lot of flowers, this would totally be your thing. I am not into that. I also like, we had a lilac bush growing up. I totally despised it. I hated it so much. Also, I feel like wherever the flowers are, there's always bees. And I'm not into bees. So like, I respect bees, but I'm not trying to get close to bees. So maybe that's part of my aversion to the florals. It just is, it's all not working well. So I'm still gonna burn this, but this might be kind of too intense for my bathroom, depending on how strong it throws in this candle, because I'm not a floral person. And the scents you don't like are the strongest performers. I feel like just because you pick out the notes that you don't like and you're like, it's so intense, get it away from me. And then the sense you want to smell more because you like the scent, you're like, I can't smell it because you just want more of it. That's my personal takeaway. Okay, next, you guys. This one has been getting all the hype. And for good reason. I'm sorry, I'm just really thirsty right now. This is the famous Mon Amour. And yes, I got this in the 2-wick large tumbler. Also, you guys, I've never bought one of these before. This is my first one. I didn't realize how big these were. I, in my head, just didn't understand, I guess, the true size of these. I was just like, they're a lot of money. But I understand now because they're like a really big candle. Are they enough to warrant the price? I don't know, I guess. It says it burns for 100 hours, so maybe it is. I used a discount code. I have heard like people who are ambassadors say that maybe in a couple weeks these things will go on sale. Some of these items say they're technically sold out, but I think they're going to be in the line going forward, so they'll be restocked. They're not like limited edition. I don't know that much, but this is what I've heard people say. So yeah, these are actually pretty big. I feel like I don't have a good size comparison to share with you. I have like nothing of reference. Let me put it next to my Stanley Cup. Does that help? It's really freaking big, like a lot bigger than I was expecting. Let me put it next to also the country jar. This is a medium. This is a large. I don't know. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting. When I unboxed it, I was like, wow, okay, I did not see you coming. So this is so popular because people are like, it's a dupe inspired by, whatever you want to say, of Baccarat Rouge 540, which we all know and love. Some people, I guess, don't love it. They're tired of hearing about it. Honestly, in the daylight, it's like dead on. Oh, it's so good. Let me smell it in the large jar though, because I feel like in here, it's a little different than in the daylight, which could be, I don't know, just like how it's capped. This is obviously sealed a lot tighter than the plastic capping on the other thing. This, I don't know, could be more freshly poured. Like, there's so many factors. But I will say, this is a lot sweeter, whereas the daylight legit smells exactly like it, the perfume. So I'm curious to see the difference between the two. I'm probably going to start with the daylight and then move to the large jar next. I also have 2 daylights in this because I bought one originally and I smelled it and I was like, I need this immediately. And then I bought the daylight pack, which also came with one. So I have 2, which is totally fine with me because I'm obsessed with this, you guys. It smells so good. And I always was like, oh, I love the scent and perfume. I have all the dupes. Like, I am all about it all the time. But I was like, do I want my house to smell like that? And I guess we'll find out when I start burning them. I also bought like a knockoff candle from Walmart that I want to test that's supposed to be like this as well. I'm curious about it. So the notes on this are caramel strands, sugar crystals, vanilla orchid, star jasmine, oak moss, crimson blooms, red amber, gilded musk, sandalwood. Reading those notes, I would never have any idea that this is like similar to that perfume. Legit only because I heard people talking about it did I know. Like, I wouldn't read those and be like, this is definitely an inspired by fragrance. It'd be nice if they said that, but maybe they're not supposed to. I don't know if they were going for that, like trying to intentionally make it inspired by, or if they're just like, that smells really good, let's also make it. Like, I don't know what the intent was, but like, this is dead on. It's pretty freaking close, in my opinion. So I think in the large jar, which also is sealed so tightly, and I don't know if that's part of it, but I get those top notes, caramel strands, sugar crystals, vanilla orchid. That's all on top of here. So I'm curious to see as it actually warms up, like, does it come out more? And feel like. Look how long those are to start with. Holy moly. Okay. Yeah. This is massive. I was not prepared for that. Let's move on, Kringles. Next, we have saltwater taffy. And this, I was like, who is buying this? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, I'm good. Saltwater taffy. I was just like, this sounds bad. I don't know why. I'm not a taffy person. Like, I don't eat taffy. And I don't know why. I just don't like the texture of it. But I was just like, I don't like taffy. So I don't like this candle. Newsflash, I do like this candle. I don't know why I assumed because I don't like taffy, I wouldn't like the scent of this candle. Because also to me personally, I feel like taffy doesn't have a very strong scent, but also I'm not like invested in taffy because I don't buy it. I don't even go close to it at the store because I just don't buy it. So maybe it has some, I just don't know. But this is just, it's like a very specific kind of taffy. I feel like they have a gazillion flavors. Like they make all the things. And this is like a melon, berry, strawberry type. Like it's those specific roots. It's not like, I feel like they make like orange taffy, root beer taffy. Like I feel like they make all these kinds of things. And just to say saltwater taffy, like maybe that's a kind, I guess. I don't buy it. The notes say sugar, vanilla, strawberry, sea salt, fruit, sweet. I think so. I kind of think there's like a hint of like a melon, but also like a blue raspberry type scent. I really like this a lot. So I'm curious about this one. This is a perfect example of why I'm glad I got the daylight, because I was like, this interests me zero. But now that I've smelled it, I'm like, I kind of like you. I kind of like that. Okay. Next we have Sea Breeze, and once again, I'm like, no, this is not for me. But then people started talking about it, and they're like, oh, it has like a melon note, and I'm like, wait a minute, I like melons, but I don't love it. I don't think I was excited as much by this one as it was by the saltwater taffy, and maybe it's just because I completely wrote that one off. I do enjoy it, and it's totally not what I was expecting. It makes me think of being on vacation. Like fresh towels, the water is nearby, not necessarily the ocean per se, but some body of water, whether it's like the outdoor pool at the resort you're staying at or whatever. Definitely coconut. Kind of like maybe you just order drinks and like, that's the vibe I get. The notes are ozone, coconut, fruit, green, coconut, amber. I do feel like there's a hint of like fresh towels on your lawn chair next to the pool, coconutty drink maybe. Yeah, I do like it. Will I like it throughout my whole house? Like, it's almost borderline too fresh for me. Like, if it was more coconut forward, maybe. It's kind of reminding me, now that I'm thinking about it, a little bit of like a coconut cotton from Scentsy. A little bit. So there is that one. And then last Kringle we have is Tea Time. I should have gave a warning that this is going to be a long video. I had a lot of candles to go through. I have 6 more after this one. I apologize. Okay, this one, let's just smell it. Tea Time. I don't love tea scents. It's very like tea and a little bit spicy. Notes are tangerine, lime, red fruits, accord, green leaves, wild spices, soft floral bouquet, saltwater accord. I feel like it's not any of those. And it's tea and spices. It's like a spicy tea. My boss drinks a lot of tea. I like tea, but I like fruity flavored tea. Like, I'm not drinking tea for caffeine or anything like that. I'm drinking it because like I need something warm and my throat hurts and it's too late to have more coffee. Like, that's my tea style. This smells like a tea he would drink. And I'm not about it. I do, people were saying this is very like fall-esque, and I totally agree with that. Honestly, I think, even though I didn't like botanicals, I think I like this one less. I feel like that's harsh, but I feel like that one, so far what we smelled through, is my least favorite. There might be one more coming up to share that I don't like. So let's move into countries, and let's start with blue raspberry. This one, once again, I was like, who would ever want anything to smell like this? Like these candies? What? And then Mr. Kong's mom was like, I love this scent. It's not the worst. It's so fruity. It's kind of like Berry Bright from Scentsy. It's like that kind of vibe. It's like a little bit tart, but a lot of sweetness. So the notes are lime, citron, glazed raspberries, sweet strawberries, sugared blueberries, spun cotton candy, dazzling sugar, crystal woods, candied musk. A lot of sweetness. I feel like the lime, the citron, those notes in the beginning are kind of meant to like bring it down a notch. It's not supposed to be like so sickeningly sweet. I feel like that lime, just like in some Scentsy scents, it just like cuts through the sweetness just enough to make it like, I'm not sick anymore because this is so sweet. So I'm not as offended by it now that I've smelled it. But just looking at this picture, I was like, who wants that in their house? So I don't know. I feel like I feel like I gave these such a negative connotation to start with, and as I've gone on, I'm like, okay, these aren't so bad. So next is coconut and blueberry tart, and this one I actually bought also in the medium jar. So this was from my first order, and then I got the daylights. So this one has actually the wrong note, so I'm going to read the flowery description. A delectable gourmand scent that captivates all your senses with its indulgent coconut creaminess and the burst of juicy freshness from blueberries and plums. Cinnamon, velvety caramel, and almond deliver a crust-like warmth that crumbles with sweetness in the background. So the actual broke down notes are the notes on Sea Breeze. Yeah, they're the notes on Sea Breeze, so they're not correct. But the like write-up that I just read, that is the right notes. So I feel like the picture is also helpful on this one. Get a little visual inspiration, if you will. I really like this one. It kind of gives me like sweet plum pastry vibes, just a little bit. It's definitely like a tart plum or berry for sure. There's like a hint of the crustiness. That sounds so bad, but like the crust. You guys know what I mean. Like the crust on a pie. Not like crusty. I hope you guys understand. I know my scent people will understand. I know the haters will be like, you said crusty. Anyway. It's really good. I don't feel like it's very cinnamony, which some people are like very cinnamon adverse. It's more berry in this right here than in that daylight. Like I get more of that plum and the berry, not quite as tart. It's really good. I feel like it's okay for now, this time of year, but I feel like August, September, like into fall, I feel like it would be also really good. I feel like it's a little heavy, possibly. We'll see how it burns for maybe like the direct summer, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited about that one. Okay, this one I'm a little nervous about, and this is the cookies and cream cake. I actually bought it in the medium jar, and I'm actually a little bit nervous about it. So I was thinking it would smell more like the picture, but I get a lot of chocolate in here, honestly. I'm hoping as it burns, it'll be less chocolatey. I was hoping for more of a equal cream and chocolate ratio, but I'm getting a lot more chocolate. So the notes are chocolate chip, creamy fudge, whipped cream, milk, vanilla orchid, praline, tonka bean, vanilla, musk. And maybe it's because the chocolate chip's like the top note, but I'm getting so much chocolate. And almost the borderline fudge. Where is the vanilla? I feel like this is almost a straight up chocolate candle. This one has me a little bit nervous. So I'm definitely going to burn the daylight first on this one in case I need to like gift the candle away. I'm hoping vanilla comes out of here because it's definitely way more chocolate than I was hoping for or expecting. So, okay, let's continue. Next is Cosmic Cupcake. This one has been so popular and talked about, but I'm so nervous about this one. When people started talking about it and I read the notes, which say candied lemon is the first note, I was like, what? And they're like, it's like a chocolate cupcake. I was like, wait, what? More chocolate? The notes are candied lemon, orange juice, lime zest, red berries, coconut milk, cocoa powder, buttery caramel, sugar crystals, vanilla buttercream frosting. I feel like as I've smelled it more and more, I'm starting to like it more and more. When I first got it in the daylight, I was like, this is bad. But it's starting to remind me of Cutie Pie Cupcake from Scentsy, which is like an orange cupcake vibe. It's like definitely got the cupcake components and the frosting, but it has like a slight citrusy feel about it. And it's starting to remind me of that a lot more, and I'm actually not getting much in the way of chocolate anymore. So I'm curious. I have to burn this one. It's growing on me. Like I'm starting, every time I smell it, I like it more and more. Like this past, like right now, I feel like this is the most I've ever enjoyed it. So I'm hopeful for that one. I've heard it's also strong. strong. So beware. Probably try that one in the daylight first because I feel like that one could be a very polarizing scent. Speaking of polarizing, I think this one, grapefruit and rosemary. This one was the one I was like the most nervous for. And oh my gosh, I think this is my least favorite. Oh, it smells so weird. Oh, I don't like it. I might like the tea time less. I feel like there's a weird top note, but once you get past it, it's not horrible. The notes are sparkling bergamot, lemon leaf, juicy pink grapefruit. I don't love grapefruit to begin with. Wild rosemary, also questionable. White lavender, dewy garden greens, creamy white woods, and musk. I would never buy this like to start with. So I'm like, whatever, it's gonna come in this set. I have zero expectations for this. It smells like a little dirty, honestly. Like I feel like the grapefruit citrusy and the rosemary just blend in a way that's like, ew, it feels dirty. Like it just feels wrong. It kind of has that like sharpness that celery does when you smell it. Like it's like just really sharp, if you know what I'm saying. Sharp and green. I feel like after you get past the top note, I don't hate it as much as I initially did. Like just unpackaging it for the first time, having no idea what it smelled like, I was like, that was a lot. Now I feel like I can get past whatever I don't like, and I'm like, it might not be so bad. Also, I've heard Katie's Joyful Life I just watched a video this morning where she was talking about this, and she was like, honestly, once I burned it, it was a lot better than I initially thought. She was like, I totally hate this one, but she's like, I gave it a chance, and it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. So that gives me hope on this one, but wow, that initial sniff is like, man, I don't know about you. Okay, and then lastly, we have Sweet Peach. And I also have this one in the medium jar. So this one, look at that picture. That looks yummy. And I love the color of this wax. This one is interesting. It has a lot going on. This one also says sold out on the website in the large jar, but it's available in the medium jar. I do think these will come back into stock. I don't think they're a limited time and will not return. So this one says honey drizzle, whipped cream, apricot nectar, Georgia peach, brown sugar, nutmeg, tonka bean, Madagascar vanilla, toasted oats. I think this is like a combo of apricot, peach, and a hint of bakery. I don't get a ton of bakery, but I don't also get zero bakery. And I'm curious to see how it burns. Does the bakery come out more? This is very interesting. I was expecting it to kind of just be like peach only, but I definitely get some bakery in here for sure. It smells surprisingly really good. I didn't have a lot of expectations for this or the coconut and blueberry tart, and I think these were some of my favorites. Like I said, you guys know I don't love the cookies and cream cake on cold, but this one, pleasantly surprised. So I'm really excited to burn all of these. I will be coming with my post-burn reviews and starting to burn some of these. I have a ton of candles to work through, so I will be busy burning and come back with those reviews, because I do feel like this, like having this online store like this, it's very important to like listen to a bunch of people and what they think before you just like blind buy some things. Totally recommend trying the daylights though. Very inexpensive way to test these out, actually how they burn before committing. They do still have the daylight bundle, which I think is all 12 of these for $24, so it makes them $2 a piece of the like new scents, and you can stack a ambassador code with it. I personally do not have one of those, but just literally look up anyone else doing these reviews and they guaranteed have one, because everybody has a code. So use one of those for sure. I know it helps the creator, and it obviously helps you save money, so use one of those for sure if you're comfortable. And that's all I have for this video. If you try these, let me know which is your favorite. I'm trying to decide where to start with all these, but that's all I have for this video today. Thank you for staying with me so long, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.